Hey everybody, it's David, MSOM 602. Welcome from the top deck of the Celebrity Reflection. This is the flagship ship of the Celebrity Cruise Line. I am here today in northern Italy, off the coast of the Cinque Terre. Perhaps you've heard of those. There are 5 small villages that are clinging to the sides of cliffs here. I was actually here about 25 years ago, back when the Cinque Terre villages were not very well discovered by tourists, and today they're just simply overrun, which is why all the tourists off this ship are up there overrunning it today, and I pretty much have the top deck to myself, and I'm just up here hanging out on the lawn. Let me show you the lawn. Okay, answer me this. So we get on cruise ships to be able to get out on the water off the land, and yet we make the top deck of a cruise ship with grass look like land. Go figure, right? Um, so anyway, it's those crazy questions that I ask my wife, and she says, "David, you think way too hard." So anyway, 602, the discussion forum this week talks about serving employees. Serving employees. We've talked about serving customers. Now we're going to talk about serving employees. I had the privilege last night of meeting with the head of human resources for this ship. Let me give you some statistics. I wanted her to be on this video with me, but she, because of legal reasons from the company, she's not allowed to do that. But she gave me some great facts. On this ship, there'll be 3,000 people, okay? So 3,000 people on this ship. There are 1,200 employees. 1,200, I mean, think about that. This is a floating hotel with 1,200 employees, and this HR person is responsible, along with the master of the ship, all 1,200 employees. So for every 2.5 guests, there's one employee looking at them and taking care of them. And so also think about this for a second. She told me that represented on the ship are 20 different countries. And so of the 1,200 employees they have on the ship, they come from 20 different countries. Can you imagine the complexity that is there to serve those employees with excellence with 20 different countries? I mean, you think about your last class on problem solving and critical thinking. There's some problem solving opportunities there, right? Just from a communication perspective. These days, a significant majority of these 20 different countries are like India, Indonesia, Pakistan, Eastern European countries, where the standard of living is not as high as it is in Europe and the United States. And so therefore they don't have to pay as much, but what they do pay is significantly higher than these people can earn back home. And cruise ships are much more competitive than they used to be. And so if they want to delight their customers, which they do, it behooves them to take care of their employees. And so she talks about that. She talks about how they develop contracts. Our chief maitre d' in the restaurant we were in last night, he's been with the Celebrity for 25 years. He's from Croatia. And he just loves it. And he's loved it because they take care of him. And they take care of him, he takes care of his family, and so on and so on. And so it's really just an interesting challenge of serving employees. And I asked her, I said, I've got a class that I'm teaching, and this week we're going to talk about serving employees. And she said, the best advice that I can give anyone is to listen to them in their own language. And she said, I'm not talking about, Croatian or Spanish or Italian. She says, I'm talking about the language that they speak. You have to understand each individual because they have a different background, they have a different way of expressing themselves. And she said, so she encourages her people to listen intently, and not only listen, but to hear what they're saying and what their concerns are. Because these people will live out here on the ship for 9 months. Many of them have a 9-month contract. So they're out here away from their families for 9 months, and then they go home for 3 months and they get to be with their family. I mean, it's like and for those of you who've been in the military before, I never have done that, but it's just, I mean, to me, it tells me the same challenges that those of you who've been in the military have had to face as well. So, again, the challenge, and I think it's a really good message from the head of HR here on Solar Reflection, is to listen and to hear the employees in their own language. All right. I look forward to your comments this week on the discussion forum. And if you need me, reach out and chat with me. Talk with you soon.